Representative Chris Dinkins is calling on Missouri Governor Parson to prohibit refugees from Gaza from coming into Missouri. In a letter to Governor Parson, Dinkins says she echoes the same concerns as many Missourians who believe the refugees come from belief systems that are rooted in anti-American and anti-Israel sentiments, and has little confidence in the Biden administration's ability to prevent these refugees from even entering America. Dinkins goes on to say that the approach would send a strong message to residents that officials are committed to the safety, well-being, and values of people here in Missouri.